Hello everybody and welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite features in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and why I recommend getting it. Now last week I did a video going over my thoughts on how the release went and everything. Thank you to everybody who commented and corrected some of the things I said. I wanted to mention some of those in this video. So one thing I did say last time is that one of my big problems with it was new players were not able to refund if they played and installed the game because it was over 2 or 3 hours depending on your Steam rules, and you weren't able to refund it. But due to people commenting in the comments, it does seem like Valve has talked to Microsoft about it and they figured it out. So you do now have the ability to have 2 hours of playtime before refunding it. So that is great. So great job on them, and thank you to the users letting me know down in the comments about that. So it seems like the download time will no longer count toward your actual playtime, so great job. In other news, they also mentioned that I did say the Xbox Game Pass was only $1. It is $1 for the first month, but then it goes to $12.99 or more depending on where you are. So you do have a month to try it out at $1, and then you actually have to start paying for it at $12.99. So thank you to the users correcting me on that. But let's get into my favorite features of this release and what I think will really make Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 stand apart from other releases. So one thing I really enjoyed, I don't have a video of it here, but I will record one for the next few weeks, is a night flying. Night flying in this game is beautiful. I mean, every city has lights, you can see, oh, it's just beautiful like crazy. I was flying over the Catalina Islands last night, the night before I was recording this video in Flight Simulator. And when I turned back over toward the mainland, it was like a bright explosion of lights, and it was really cool. And I started seeing the lights of the city, and it was just more detailed than anything I've ever seen before in a game. So you could see like every building had lights on it, it lit up the whole coast and stuff, so it's so realistic. So night flying in this game is one of my favorite things, just because of the detail that they put into it. So I highly recommend just trying out some night flying. Even if you're not good at it, don't fly like a 737 at night if you're just getting started. Fly a easier plane. Fly like a Cessna or something. Just get into it. Get used to flying at night, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I've been flying a lot at night recently just because of the lights and everything. During the daytime, it's really nice as well. Clearly by the video, you can see all the islands out there and stuff during the night, but or during the day. But I highly recommend trying flying at night too, because that's actually really fun. In other news and other things I really like about the game is the one thing I noticed, which is actually pretty easy to set up, is if you set up like a minimal flight plan in your main menu, you don't really have to program the inbuilt computer if you're just flying for fun. Now, if you were flying like professionally and stuff, obviously you would still plug in and program the inbuilt computer, but what I've enjoyed is, I used it in this video as well, I just programmed it through the menu, and then I just enable the autopilot for VNav, and it goes ahead and directs me automatically based on the route that it created. So I don't have to use an external program to get all the waypoints and stuff I need. The game does it from itself. So that is terrific, and I really enjoy that because it saves me a lot of time when trying to do easy recordings and stuff, just because I don't have to spend the whole time going ahead and editing a flight plan, exporting it, importing it. It really helps save time. So great job to the Microsoft people who went ahead and did that. It really saves time. Other things that I really enjoy about the game is the detail on some airports. Now, not all airports are really detailed, but some airports, especially the ones added in the like deluxe edition and stuff, the detail in them are really nice. So I really enjoy having that. Now I have noticed a few bugs that I mentioned in the last video regarding some airports and stuff, but overall I really enjoy it, and I think in the future when add-ons come for these airports and more airports, the level of detail will just increase over time, and I think that will be something to really look forward to. Another thing I really like about the game is the inbuilt ATC. Now, I kind of got into a little bit of mentioning this in the last video, and you can see me doing some of it on screen right now. But I went ahead and started using the ATC the first time I started playing the game, and I have to admit it is really nice. It's so much better than the other games' ATCs. You can ask for directions and stuff to airports, which I know were built into other games, but they didn't really work all that often. So I am glad that this seems to have been working pretty stable for the past few weeks or past week for me now that I think it's been out for about a week by the time this video. I don't know when this video is releasing, but it's been out for about a week, I think. So it's been working really, really well for me. I'm able to talk to the different towers, get clearance to land, all the stuff, communicate with see other airplanes, all that good stuff. It's all built in, so you don't have to have an external program to do that. So that's actually really nice to have and to use, because I've had so much fun using it in the last few weeks. The only downside to using that is sometimes you can be kind of confused on the responses and the delay on the responses. I've had a problem, especially with using ground services through that menu. It's a little bit of delay when pushbacks and stuff, but that hopefully will be something solved in the future. And I'll do a video on things that I think can be improved in the future as well. That will be coming out probably next week. But I didn't want to get one flight simulator video out this week. I'm going to try to do one flight simulator video each week, just because I'm really, really into it, and I do flights daily, so maybe I'll start doing live streams and stuff, including doing that. Otherwise, I really enjoy the shadows and details. Now, the shadows sometimes cause a little bit of frame rate drop while in game, but it's not that much. I've been running at a pretty stable FPS, even though I do have a very OP computer. It does seem to be running at a stable FPS for most people as well, depending on your build. Now, you do want to make sure you meet the minimum requirements for this game before trying to play it, because it is a very intensive game. But obviously, you can change the settings on it. I've not had problems with any significant lag drops. I've had lag drops down to about 25 FPS at points, but that's normally related to shadows or when I'm very, very close to detailed areas. But when I'm in the air, I'm not really having that many frame drops. The game's very stable from what I've had. I've only had one crash in the time I've run the game, and I'm probably lucky with that, because I know there's been other crash reports and stuff, but I've only had one crash. So from my point of view, it is pretty stable, and hopefully everybody else is having the same experience as well. But I highly recommend checking out the game if you haven't had the chance to already. If you don't have a computer that runs it, I've heard it's on GeForce Now and stuff. I don't know if that's 100%, so don't quote me on that. But I believe it possibly is on GeForce Now, so you could possibly do that and play the game that way. In terms of flying with mouse and keyboard, I don't personally fly with mouse and keyboard. I use a joystick. But I do know some people who have been flying on mouse and keyboard, and it works decently for them. I believe it also has controller support. So if you are going to play, I would recommend using a controller, yoke, joystick, something to just make it a little bit easier on flying. But overall, I really enjoy the game. I hope they keep working on it. There's a few things like the weather that could use some fixing and stuff, but overall, it's really, really nice to fly and use so far. So I hope keep working on it, and I can't wait to do more videos on it in the future, so stay tuned for that. I got a lot of exciting stuff coming out very soon. I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling on now and end this video, but thank you so much for watching. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.